All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of my trading journal. The goal is simple: journal my trading journal, pretty much. See where we're getting at, and obviously answer a question, which now have become two questions. Can trading change my life? And the second question is, can I change my life in order to be a good trader? Trading is not going to change your life by itself unless you change your life in order to be a profitable trader. And if you have been watching my previous episodes, my previous pages in my journal, I should say, you can see that I'm really struggling with the time, finding the time to actually be here and do the market analysis and take the trades and look for the right setups. It is clear to me that I'm doing okay at doing my analysis and doing my reviews on Fridays, but I'm struggling with the middle of the week. And that is probably because my analysis happens Sunday after work. And in fact, today I have had work and I'm going to work a late night shift as well, starting at 12 or 11:30. It's 8:06 p.m. New Zealand time. It's a Sunday night, basically, Sunday evening. And for the other times, I'm basically at work every day. Come home from work, I get little to no time available to do it, and that's why I'm saying if trading can change your life, it cannot do it by itself. It needs to be you. It needs to be me that's gonna change in order to be a good trader. And I'm basically trying to adapt to the new thing. But also, what has become very clear for me is that, sorry, I'm getting a little bit sick. I think I'm getting a bit of man flu. But what's clear to me is that I'm doing okay at recognizing the trend. I'm doing okay at recognizing the daily confluence for the trend. But I'm really struggling with the entry signal. And I've done a little bit more digging into the entry signal last week. And what I mean really by digging, I've rewatched the videos that Alex have posted for free. And Alex, if you ever watch this video, man, you're absolutely amazing. Thank you for putting all of this good information out there. Every time I watch the videos that you've done, it's always something new. I shouldn't say something new, it's the same video, but I understand it differently. So the more I'm actually into it and the more I'm looking at the markets, the more I understand you. And I think that's the bottom line. If anyone wants to learn from somebody else, it's not watched it once and be good at it. It's watching it over and over again and actually playing with it and understanding it, having some tries, make some money, lose some money, and actually get the experience under your belt. So that's exactly what I have done. I went behind and I had a look at all of the setups. I kind of try to tidy up the entry signal. My original entry signal was basically engulfing at the area of interest on a 4 hourly. That's I limited everything to that. And honestly, if we're going to any of these trades that we had for this week, I'm saying this week because this week has not finished for me in New Zealand because it is Sunday evening. Markets open tomorrow morning, which is Monday here, and that's when the markets open as well. And we can see at the 4 hourly, I haven't quite got that entry signal. We can look at this, and I guess the thing that I may see now is that I could have assumed that this was the touch of the area of interest and then the retest, which we form like a double top, and then we closed on a 4 hourly with a full engulfing candlestick, which actually swallowed just the one blue. But at the time of this trade happening, I was looking at this, and this massive bullish, oh sure, sorry, bearish push was obviously not there. But I had this big push to the upside, and the 4 hourly, in fact, was bullish. So why will I look for a sell on a market that was bullish on a 4 hourly, right? So my mind was really playing tricks with me. I didn't take this trade, but I've marked it. I've marked it as the way it did because weekly and daily was a bearish at the time. And then we had this push to the downside, of course. Now, this is ginormous anyway. Even if I was to take this trade, I would only stick to that 0.5. And I know it is crazy, 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 but not all trades is going to do this. More trades is going to do just a small push to the up or to the down. And then then doing this. I mean, you know, look at the market on the left side. Clearly, very, very little moves, you know, very like compressed kind of consolidating market. Now, let's say you've tried to take a trade at one of these areas of interest, for example. You know, we broken and come back down to retest, and you know, you put a trade here, you would have made a 1 to 0.5, but you would have never made 1 to 3, 1 to 4, and you wouldn't know really what truly is happening with the market unless you kind of enter at the bottom of the market, the previous low, and then kind of hold it. That's probably something that I have said that I'm not going to do, is enter at, like in the middle of the market is always gibberish, which is what I call it when it's doing a lot of consolidation, just moving horizontally really. But anyway, that's where I'm at. So what I'm trying to do now with this entry signal, I'm actually, based on what I've obviously seen from Alex, I'm trying to lock it in, have daily, weekly, and 4 hourly in my favor, as in have them all bullish or bearish, and then drop to the 30 minutes, possibly 1 hour as well, and look out for a change of character. But this change of character has to happen at an area of interest in the direction of the trade that I want to take. So let's say daily's bullish, um, weekly bullish, daily bullish, and 4 hourly bullish. Now they've been pushing, right? So the way I'm going to look at it is, we had the big push. Now I'm waiting for the retracement. I'm waiting for it to come down in order for me to then drop to the 1 hour or 30 minutes to find the reversal, the end of that pullback. If there is no end for the pullback, we do not trade. Like this trade that we're looking right now, this had such a big push to the downside, and if we look at daily and we look at weekly as well, massive push. So I am 100% expecting a pullback. Now what I'm going to do today, because we obviously, this is just the analysis, we're doing analysis, we're just going to look at the areas of interest, we're going to look at what the market is actually doing and see where we would expect a pullback if it is, and then we can drop down at that pullback and look for sales or look for buys. But this market right here, particularly Euro JPY, of course, it has broken the previously weekly high low, and now we have created a bearish move to the downside. So when tomorrow market opens, we're going to have a new candlestick starting, and it's going to start at the bottom here. But this market that looks bullish now, of course, is the previous leg that was bullish, and now that has been broken. So what this is indicating to me is that, hey, we've actually made a move to the downside. It doesn't really mean anything crazy. All it means is that, hey, we are now looking for sales. The sales are in our favor. I hate the fact that it has had such a big push to the downside, because looking at it particularly here, I mean, this has been since exactly when I started trading, this happened as well. And you can see it, even at that time, this was the bullish leg right there. Even though it was the bullish leg, it had this ginormous bearish push to the downside, and it didn't even hold for, like, you know, fuck all really. It just went back up bullish, and a few more months later it broke up and stayed bullish again. And it is possible that's exactly what we're going to be witnessing now. I do not know, but one thing is for sure is that we have had a big push to the upside. It's like a continuous push to the upside, and it is what it looks like, a ginormous consolidation. So if you kind of step away from it and you're looking at it and you go, okay, so we've been consolidating, we had one push to the upside, one big push, and then like a rejection, then we have another push with rejection, another push with massive rejection, and close engulfing. So it is possible that we're going to see a push to the downside and actually get this market back in balance, you know. But historically, looking at this market, you know, it has been pretty damn kind of busy and high and low, and it had lots of movement since 2012, when, oh wait, even further back. Let me see, let me go to monthly just so we can fit it out. Oh goodness me. Okay, so Euro JPY, so you can actually see this. It had some like big pushes and then ginormous drops, And we're looking at this one right here, for example. You see it had like the three tops, three touches, and then a humongous push to the downside and humongous push, and then it found its balance, and then it's done exactly the same thing. But right now it's just a lot less of that. Is a lot more consolidation. Now what you're seeing here, this is monthly. So every candle is representing 1 month. So with that, looking at it like just closely, it's for me is almost inevitable to believe that this market is going to go to the downside further, because you have got this perfect doji. I wish I can get rid of my drawings, and I think there's actually a way. Let me see. What's this? Oh, there you go. I literally just find that out. Okay, so let me hide my running lower time frame. What's this? I'm monthly higher time frame. Hide this. Okay, so we can actually see at a monthly level, we see this beautiful doji and then a full engulfing. Now this engulfing, this month alone, which of course has just closed, we're getting a new month starting up tomorrow. Actually, yeah, tomorrow, because it's 2nd of August already. So you know, it's inevitable for me to believe that we're going to have a push to the downside because of this beautiful setup right here. And in fact, what I'm going to do, this is really high, like high time frame. But let me see what happened last time we had a doji and an engulfing. Doji and engulfing, nothing. But hey, look at this here. Engulfing, push to the downside. 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 Engulfing, consolidation, and push to the upside. So this is the only one that hasn't really worked. But then it kind of had a push a little bit further on. Okay. Engulfing, push to the downside. Engulfing, push. Not engulfing, still had a push. Engulfing, no push. However, this engulfing here was, even if this market wasn't there, this engulfing had happened at an area of, if I actually look at it clearly, so this was a well-respected area of interest, which is like a monthly level area of interest. So it basically just came down to reject this area and have a continuation to the upside rather than to the downside. Now, if we're looking at where we are now with that doji, I kind of see it a little bit differently, because we had consolidation happen. Let me just delete that because I don't want to do it. I'll go away, buddy. So we had this consolidation happening for how many months? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. So almost 1 year of consolidation. I struggle not to see this going to the downside. I really struggle. But do I believe that we're going to see a pullback? Absolutely, we're going to see a pullback. So I like this. I'm going to keep this in the watch list. This is actually my potential entries list. I was going to say I moved straight into it, of course, straight into actually going to the trade. So I'm happy I did anyway. We'll just continue through with them and see where we're getting. And this week, based on a new analysis, a new entry signal analysis, hopefully we can get it. We can start making some money, and then we can at least look at real trades and how they went and how they haven't went, right? And learn more. So your JPY, basically, let me just make some notes here, because I think making notes may just change the way I'm gonna understand them. Okay, keep an eye out. I want to keep an eye for potential bullish. Okay, let's just change this out. So say monthly monthly is bearish, is it? Yeah, monthly is bearish. Monthly bearish. Enter. Not just bearish. Let's say bearish. Closed with engulfing plus doji candle. Okay, closed with engulfing plus candle. Excellent. Plus doji candle, monthly. All right, now weekly. Let's see, weekly. What is weekly doing? Okay, weekly. Let me put my beautiful marker on. My indicator. Okay, cool. It doesn't want to, oh, not that one, Ricky. Okay. Running, this one. Yeah, this one. Okay, so weekly. Wait for market. Wait, what is my thing on? Oh, here. Okay. All right, so weekly is bearish. Now, obviously my indicator is showing it bullish, but we can see it's bearish. Now, tomorrow morning when the market opens, it's going to just change. So do not worry about that. Weekly is bearish. Weekly is bearish. And it also closed with engulfing. Excellent. All right, next, daily. So knowing these, we will be looking for sales. Now, why is this never sitting exactly where it should sit? Bastard. All right. So, daily is obviously bearish. Daily is bearish also, and closed with obviously a big push to the downside. Bearish also. So we have identified that this market, the Euro JPY, is actually a bearish market. It has just become a bearish move, right? It broken a previous higher high and a high low, or actually it broken a previous high low, and now is heading to the downside. Now, based on what we have talked about and what Alex has obviously taught me, not personally, but through his videos, I know that this market had a big push to the downside. So I am expecting it to have a pullback. Now, I would not be guessing a trade to take the pullback. I do not know how deep it's going to go. It can do anything it really wants to do. But what I know for sure is if I am to mark these areas of interest correctly now, and the way we do that, as you know, we're going to get rid of these candles. We're going to focus at daily, high, and high, low. Now, let me just put these candles back on because there's something quite important that's happening here. Now, daily was originally bearish, but now we have created a new lower low. So that means this daily is going to come all the way down here. So that means we're going to be seeking areas of interest in between these 2 points here, the higher high and the higher low. Did I just say it wrong? Sorry, guys. It's the lower low and the lower high. See, mistakes like these make you lose. So be careful. Do not do it. Do not do it. All right, so let's do this again. So get rid of the candles so we can have a look. And it's pretty simple. The price is obviously at the bottom. There's no point me looking at anything above. Of course, they're there now. They're still valid. But I'm just going to ignore them because I know if anything is to happen is where the price is at now. So when the price is when the market is going to open tomorrow, this price is going to have a reaction. I'm just going to delete that. The market is going to have a reaction and we need to find out what reaction that is. Let's delete all of these. Now, like I said, these are valid areas of interest. Maybe let's just quickly do a weekly check and have a look at weekly because weekly is pretty important in this whole picture. So weekly, I can delete that, go away. And I can delete this, we don't need that. I can delete this, we of course do not need them. Now, let's just have a look. This is clearly not a weekly area of interest, it's just on a daily level. There's actually something I want to show you. Let me see if I have simple engine marker. No. Weekly mapper, high time frame. 4 hours. Okay, yeah, this is it. So what this is, guys, I know I'm just distracting yourselves and myself a little bit, but I have made this indicator which is actually showing, let me just hide, this is a 4 hourly. Okay, it's showing us, and hide the EMA because it's just way too many lines. It's showing us both daily and weekly line chart on this. So it is pretty freaking amazing when you are able to see them all at the same time. What is time, lower time frame, chart, weekly line chart overlay, running structure box. I don't know what the heck these lines are here. I need to get rid of them. Seismic breaks, session breaks. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, cool. Now it's a little bit more tidy. A little bit more tidy. Okay, so what happens here? Of course, we have too many areas of interest. It's a little bit messy, right? But if I can put this line chart back on, this is the 4 hourly, which doesn't actually matter. I should just put it off. We can actually see what daily does in relation to weekly. And it kind of helps me understand what the next possible move is. Because looking at this, I can see, even when the market was there, I can see that we had a big push to the upside and then it just dropped the whole, like weekly. You can see how weekly started here. The week had a push to the upside and then it just went all the way down. And every time where this weekly is, you can kind of have a bit of an understanding. Each point, whatever this point started and finished, that represents a week. They started, the week had gone there, it closed, the week started, however, it closed below. It closed below and it ended up here. So it kind of, obviously not for me, not today, but if I can remember to keep using this, eventually I'll be able to understand what the market does at a daily level and weekly level in order to be able to drop to 4 hourly and do what it needs to do. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I think it's pretty freaking cool. I'm just gonna hide it for now. Oh, not that one. This one. All right. Running candle, trend, no gap candles. We don't need them, but we need this. And we're going to weekly because that's what we were doing. We are just marking the areas of interest. All right, so like I said before, the area of interest around where the price action is, it's the most important one. And right now, that is right here. So we're looking for a valid area of interest around the price action here. Now I know I have got 3 touches right here. So I have 1, 2, 3 touches. Now this is making this area of interest a valid area of interest. But from my unexperienced point of view, I can tell that we haven't really got a big kind of, let's say, impression on at this level here. Yes, it is 2 touches, but it's just too weak. It's like almost a straight line, you see. So it is there, but it's not respected. Let's say I wouldn't look at it and say, oh my God, this is such a respected area of interest. But being there and having this point that's touching, pretty decent point, it's a support point. And then we have this EMA as well, which is coming to be right at about the same area of interest. I'm pretty tempted to believe that's going to be a valid area of interest, and we could potentially expect a rejection at, oh, not a rejection, sorry, a reaction at that level. So this is, I think I can't see it, but it is a weekly area of interest. Now, we know we're looking for sales, right? So if we're looking for sales at that point, there's probably one more thing I need to look at. But if we're looking for a sell at that point, we need to go below this market. This needs to break below, retest, and have a push to the downside. That's one of the things that can happen from tomorrow. So that gives me an entry area at this level. Oops. Come on, buddy. That gives me an entry here. Or, I'll delete that. Or do this. Have basically a rejection of this area of interest and come back into this area of interest to retest and then have a push to the downside. So it is two areas of interest that are pretty important, pretty important. That could happen. That could happen on both, like both scenarios can be very valid. And kind of based on a few factors, you know, based on a few factors, we could potentially assume that we might be seeing a ranging market. So what a ranging market is, a ranging market is a market that kind of just moves sideways, that does that. And we can see from this point on here, which was November 2025, when we broke above this area of interest. We went above it, we stayed above, and every time we hit it, it didn't go through. It came back down, didn't go through, and then stayed above. Consolidated, did not go above this highest point. Consolidate, and then it's come back down to it. And now it's at the EMA. So every time we are at the EMA, there's two things that can happen. One, just like here, have a rejection and go up, or just break through and not give a shit, just like this one, and then come back up to retest and then have a continuation to the downside. That is very, very possible. But what Alex said is, what is the point of taking a trade in advance, like trying to guess what it's going to do? So the best thing to do is to actually wait for the market to show us which area of interest is going to go to and have a reaction. Now, we know we have got these two areas of interest, 1, 2. It can do one or the two. If this does come down to this area of interest, which is possible, let me just go to daily because it's a little bit more like close up. If it does come here, if it comes to this area of interest, it can do, not if it can, if it does this, it comes down here. Okay, it rejects, comes up a little bit, and comes back down to retest this. And then we're getting at this level here, like a lower time frame change of character, say 30-minute changes to bullish. Then that kind of is indicating to me, that would be indicating to me that, hey, we are seeing a rejection and a retest with the change of character at a lower time frame. And then that would be a cleaner, kind of a cleaner push to the upside. Like, yes, it is a counter trend trade that is going to happen, but that would be a pretty valid trade. You would easily be able to take this trade because you have a substantial amount of pips. And that's exactly what I would like to see. I mean, this is 208 pips. That's a ginormous trade. That's a humongous trade. So that would be a very good trade. But if this tomorrow decides to just have the change of character on this leg and then go all the way up, then you wouldn't you wouldn't be able to trade it because you wouldn't know. It did not show you, hey, this is what we're actually doing. But if it does a double bottom and then it changes character, then you can definitely take that trade. I mean, I would be looking to take that trade. But until the market shows us what's happening, we are not going to be able to trade. So let's just see if this area of interest is a daily area of interest. And clearly it is. I can actually make it a little bit wider. So we capture these points here. It is still a monthly. It is still a valid area of interest. Oh my God, it isn't. It's 70. It's a 70 pip. Now, a valid area of interest is actually 60 pips. And this is 70 pips. Okay, let's make this 60 and go to, okay, 15. So now this is a valid area of interest. Let's just have a look at weekly again, if that is still valid. Man, this is almost not valid. So I need to bring it down rather than up. Okay, this is still valid here. Okay, daily. Ay. We're missing these points. Missing. Okay. All right, well, I can bring it down for sure from like more. So if I bring it here, go to daily, and I can bring it down here. Now we are at a valid area of interest because we have 1, 2, 3 touches, 3 respectable touches. However, it is 60 pips is ideal, and having it on the reaction points is, the better move. Now, every time the market has come down, it reacted to the bottom, right? So we know the market is heading to the downside. It's no point to mark the tops, it's more point to mark the bottoms. That's how I look at it. And I would just leave it exactly here, and I would be waiting for the market to actually have a reaction at this area of interest. Now, if this is to have a push to the downside from here, we need to break below this area of interest. But if it isn't, and it's going to have a push to the upside, we will have a resistance, a support rejection from this area of interest. So let's just make a couple of notes. All right, so daily is also bearish. Looking for sales. Looking for sales, which is a long position, which I'm not going to mark. Not expecting, let's say waiting for market to show his hand first, have a reaction at the daily plus weekly AOI in order to decide the entry signal. In order to decide the entry signal. And also, I want to mark this because I want it to be recorded. I am expecting a pullback. Expecting a pullback. Poo. A pullback. Okay. Also, I want to highlight, only enter after pullback has reached the AOI. That's it. Only enter after. What the heck? Did I just say poo? Okay, AOI. Cool. With the trend. Okay, cool. So this is our comments for now. So confluence wise, it is all showing me that we're going to the downside. So we are looking pretty positive with this one, and fingers crossed that we will be making it. What I wanted to have a look at just before, I wanted to have a look at the lower time frame. Okay, lower time frame, 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, so everything is bearish and red at color. Now, when everything is red, I know we're going down, but I also know that we had the big push right to the downside. Like it was a very, like 2 days of ginormous push. So it'll be interesting morning tomorrow morning. So let's see, I might actually take this from here, copy it. All right, let's move on to Euro USD. Now, Euro USD, this is the trade that I have been in it for over 4 weeks now. And I took the wrong trade. I took it pretty much, I think it was about this level here. I placed a buy instead of a sell, even though I have recognized it as the sell. So this is on my demo account. Is a $5 million demo account, which I was able to take from 5 million to 6.1 million, and then this bloody trade has knocked the whole lot out. I went down to pretty much 4.6, 4.7 million, but I have hold this trade so I can learn from it, learn what's happening. And currently I'm still in it, and I'm at $400,000. So it went to minus 1.3 million, and now it's back up to minus 440,000 or so. So I'm going to do the analysis and see whether we will potentially save that trade and have an amazing clean account, because that account, I pretty much have 0 losses on it. The whole account is looking very sexy. Let's quickly share with you. It's actually 407. I'll just stop my face tracking. Okay, never mind. Okay, there. Come on, buddy. Stop. Okay. You can see. Oh, can't you see? Okay, I'll move. Okay, so this is the trade that we're in now, and it's actually at 400,000. Um, well, I just realized it is at 400,000, but you see the overall, they charged me $200,000 for this weekend. That's insane. I was only down 20 grand for swaps and everything, but this weekend has costed me a shit ton of money. So for me to break even this trade, I need to make minimum $200,000 plus to break even and have a positive trade. But it will be interesting to see. But if you're looking at this particular trading account, this is the 5 million. So you can see, oh shit, that keeps following me, bloody thing. I hope it's clear. You can see this account is all blue. Blue as in all the trades have gone my way, which is good. The way I was able to do that, that was entering to market and kind of allowing it to breathe. So the reason I started that whole bloody $5 million account is because I can see Alex, he's always trading with like 100 grand, 130, 150, 200,000. And then he's making these amazing returns. And I thought to myself, if he can do it, I should be able to do it, right? And guess what? With the big account at that small risk, you can do it easy, 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 easy. The biggest challenge for you and me, I think pretty much any trader that decides to start trading, the biggest driver is not having the money. It's not that you want a career change. It's not that you have millions and millions of dollars and you want to start trading. You want to start trading because you have no money. So when we start with no money, it's hard to make money. So we're risking a lot of money to make a lot of money fast, and that's exactly what I'm doing. You will see, I'm gonna take trades and they're gonna go off, and I'm gonna lose the whole freaking account, and I'm gonna cry my eyes out, and I'll move on, right? I keep telling you guys, if I lose my account, I just want to stop at $100 because that's my seed. That's the money that I put from my pocket, so I do not want to lose it. Now, the higher I get, the closer I get to 100 grand, the more I'm gonna kind of what forget the word kind of manage the risk in order to have more savings, so I don't actually blow the whole account if I screw a trade up. But that's our problem anyway. That's our problem. We have no money, so we try to make a lot of money from a small account and we keep fucking it up. But with Alex having a lot of money, he got to a point where he can afford to have a big trade. I mean, just think about it for 1 second. If you did have 100 grand in your account, or say 300 grand, you do not need, I mean, of course it's nice to have expensive cars, expensive houses, and expensive everything, but just wind everything down. Wind it right down to what you actually need per week. Looking at me, I mean, I have a house mortgage, family, kids and stuff. I need about 5 grand a week to live absolutely happy, have money to pay the mortgage, have some money left for holidays and things like that. To have the option to make $5,000 in trading, if you had 100 grand and you're actually risking $3,000, that's such a small amount to risk, and you can easily make the 5 grand back a week. So if you get to that point, your life will change forever, because you're gonna lose some and you're gonna win some. The winners will 100% be like, will piss all of the losers. You will still have so much money. If you can take 2 trades a week, 3 trades a week, by the end of the month, you will be in profit probably like 30 grand. As in now, when you have $100 in your account, you can make 30 fucking dollars that month. So it's just hard. So the reason I play with this $5 million account is to prove to myself, once you're there, can you make it work? And you can make it work. That's the bottom line. You can make it work. And I need to drink some water. So it is the reason I've done that $5 million account. But the lessons from it is, do not enter to market, because I've entered to market and twice I was wrong. So I ended up waiting for, first trade was I think 2.5 weeks, and the last one 4 weeks. It's not stressful because it's fake money, but I'm aware of this, as in if it was my money, I would be pretty freaking stressed, because losing $1 million is not an easy money. But anyway, okay, let's just focus on this trade and see what we actually have. I mean, look at this bloody thing. That's crazy. That's months in here. You see, look how much of a push you had. Holy moly! And that's 22 R1 to 22.25. If this was 100 grand, you would have 2.2 million dollars, almost 2.3 million dollars in under 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months. In 11 months, almost a year. But that's a beautiful return on your investment, isn't it? But what it is certain for sure is when the market turns, big push like that, it is usually like a double top, and this is a double top. So it came down again up to retest with engulfing and go down. Now this here was engulfing, but clearly they did not have the power to already go down, and it just waited for another tap, which is exactly what happened. But anyhow, it doesn't matter, guys. We just need to look at what's happening here. And what's happening here, it's pretty freaking beautiful, because what Alex is talking about, the one thing that I guess is different is the fact that this is monthly, and Alex never ever looks at monthly, but I do think monthly does matter. It's just a very slow moving. Of course, it takes a whole month to build a candle, but it gives you an idea of the next move of the market based on it. I mean, look at this here. Clearly, we formed a head and shoulders, right? So let me just take the head and shoulders. So we started here, left, head, right, shoulder, close. That's it. So, and now we are retesting the neckline to have a push to the downside. So this is frightening, because my trade, I am minus $600,000, and I do not think this is going to give me any better than it is. But let's not lose hope. Let's go to weekly and see what weekly looks like. Oh my god. Dios míos. Dios míos. Okay, I think that's Spanish. I'm not Spanish, I'm Romanian. But let me see this. Let me see this. Okay, so that's exactly there. And that's exactly there. I just wanted to mark the neckline because that is usually where we are retesting a market. So going to weekly. Weekly, what is weekly doing? Weekly is not really looking that shabby. Okay, let's see. Weekly. So this is the left shoulder. All right. Okay, so we're saying that this could have a slightly bigger pull to the backside. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. But what I know for sure is that I need to delete this. Let me just make some notes. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's bring this here. Now this is obviously from the other trade, but we're being cheeky, so I don't have to write shit down. Monthly is, what did we say? What was monthly? So monthly is bearish. Monthly is bearish. No gap candles. Monthly is bearish. Man, this is... Monthly is bearish. Could closed with engulfing plus doji candle. Okay, so monthly closed with head and a head and shoulder plus retest. Okay, so that's monthly. Now weekly is according to this new push to the upside is bullish. So this is obviously, we know 100% that this is the retest of that head and shoulders. This is not going to last, but it is a bullish market. So we need to mark it as bullish. and close with engulfing. That's it. Bullish. 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 Did I spell that? I did, I think. Bullish close with engulfing. Now daily, let's just look at that so we can mark it. Daily is also bullish. So of course, for a monthly time frame, daily and weekly had to change their character in order to have the retest at a higher time frame. And hopefully this is gonna go a little bit higher, but I really doubt it. Really doubt it. All right, so the daily is also bullish. And bullish. 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 It's a double L, guys. What the fuck? Bullish. I think that's how it is. Daily is bullish also. So based on that, we are seeking a long position, which is a buy. We're looking to buy. That is something, looking to buy. But I'm pretty well aware that we are reaching an area looking for buys based on the above, but realistically speaking, we are no. Let's do one quick exercise based on the above. That's it. All right, let's just do this. Let's go back to monthly because we can, and let's just take, for example, this last month only market. Bam. Okay. Oh, come on, darling. Okay, and now go to weekly and see it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's truly not good there. It's 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So about here. That's the half of monthly. Yeah, that's it. So I should have stopped there. Okay, so this is how much that moved in order to form the pullback. So we took a month to form the pullback, and now we are at a point where we have done retesting the neckline of that monthly. You know, maybe we just go back to monthly and just have a nosy for another head and shoulders and see how it reacted. So left, right, left, head, right shoulder, and retest. Ooh, very tiny retest. I do not like it. I do not like that either. No. I'm running out of market structure to confirm. Okay, maybe this one here is. So this was the left head, right shoulder, retest of the neckline, and nothing happened. And then he had a push, a ginormous push to the upside. Yeah, that's very interesting. This is definitely a head and shoulders to me, right? Well, kind of dirty, but it is still a head and shoulders. So this was the left. Let's go to here. Head. Yeah, maybe this wasn't. I mean, that's a very tiny one. But it did. We did retest. We did retest that kind of neckline though, and then rejected. Test and rejected, but it did not hold. So, I guess the point is, if that is truly what is happening, this retest of the area of interest should have closed and then have an engulfing candle to have a push to the downside. And what we're having right now is The retest completed. Now hopefully we can see a push to the downside. Yeah, anyway, all right, maybe, just maybe we need to ignore the head and shoulders for a tiny little bit, and just focus on what the market is doing next, because it's just too much headache to try and look at monthly. I know what we trading is weekly, so yeah, maybe it doesn't really, maybe just maybe, but we're gonna keep an eye on it anyway. So monthly is bullish, closed with head and shoulder plus retest. Weekly is bullish, closed with engulfing. Okay, so we know weekly is closed engulfing to the upside, and then daily is bullish also. So we are now at a place that we are expecting to see. Let me go back to daily and get rid of the candles so we can check the area of interest. Now this is a very, very, very respected area of interest. I can get rid of that. We don't need that. I don't need this either. Go away. And we're basically looking for buys. So we are at a place where this area of interest is pretty important. So I have another area of interest right here that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches, 7 touches. So we are possibly looking for a rejection of this area of interest. So a pullback, which will bring us in this EMA zone as well, and have another push to the upside. But the only way to believe this is what's going to happen is for the market to actually show us that. All right, let's just make some notes and wait for it. Looking for buys. Waiting for the market to show his hand first, have a reaction at the daily plus weekly area of interest in order to decide the entry signal. Expect a pullback. So I'm expecting a pullback as well. Entry only after the pullback has reached the area of interest with the trend. Okay, cool. So we know that both weekly and daily are bullish. We must have this pullback in order to take the trade. If this market opens tomorrow and just has a push to the upside, then we didn't get the pullback. This wasn't our trade, and we just move on. There's actually some what they called pills you put in the water to make it hydrate you. I forget what they're called. I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's move to the next one. Euro AUD. I'm still gonna have a nosy at the monthly level because why not? I think it kind of gives you some clarity a little bit. I want to see candles. So monthly is bearish. You see, monthly is pushing to the downside. And this is quite amazing because we are in a place that we are rejecting the area of interest. So I know straight away looking at this that I'm going down. Monthly is going down. Now, weekly is going up. Weekly is deciding to have another push to the upside, which is great. And daily is also, oh, okay. Daily is already pushing to the downside, and weekly is pushing to the upside. That's an interesting one. That is interesting. All right, let's focus. So, weekly, area of interest. Where are we? Get rid of candles. Too many candles. Valid areas of interest at the price action. So we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Okay. This is our area of interest, the most valid within this market structure, which is a weekly area of interest. Now, this may be daily. I do not know. This can go away. Now, this area of interest is only having 1 touch, so maybe a daily area of interest. Okay, never mind. Let's take that back. So 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. Okay, cool. So that's a valid area of interest. This is not a valid daily area of interest, clearly. Maybe if I make a ginormous, it is. If I go there and there, we have 1, 2, possibly 3 touches. Is this a valid area of interest? Yeah, this is a valid area of interest. I can even make it wider. But this area of interest is how many months old? Monday, 15th of April, 2024. 2020 freaking 4. That's way, way, way back. Way, way, way back. So, like, honestly, irrelevant. So, we're just gonna say, time to say goodbye. So it's gone. All right, now this other area of interest is valid. This is the most valid, extremely valid. And then this one here is 1 touch, 2 touch, no touch. This is definitely not a weekly area of interest anymore. This is probably a daily. Daily. All right, weekly, okay. Okay, let's have a look at daily. Let's delete this stupid little arrow because it did not go that way, and then look at daily. So we have 1 touch, 2 touch. I'm going way too back, way, way, way back. I mean, 2023, what the fuck? No way, no way. So guys, okay, I need to revisit this properly because it's bullshit. That's clearly not an area of interest or weekly. This is the only shot we have, is having it here. Let's measure quickly. 40, 60. Okay, so this is a valid daily area of interest, like just. And this is weekly and daily. Weekly and daily. 1, 2, 3, definitely. Weekly plus daily. Plus daily area of interest. This is 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touch, 6 touch. 6 touch, this can go away. All trades, guys. This is not trades, this is just me trading with the trend. Replay, trading, whatever. Yes, good but bad. Alright, so this is where we are. So we have got 1 daily. Was it weekly as well? Yeah, this is just daily. It's absolutely nothing there. But the good thing is this weekly is not even, it doesn't matter. It's also beyond the price, so I could actually delete that. But this is valid, this is valid. This is weekly and daily. Weekly plus daily. Weekly plus daily area of interest. Okay, so we just have 2 areas of interest. Daily, I could probably leave that there just to annoy me a little bit later. Delete this, delete that, just useless information. Put this here. So what have we learned? We learned that, okay, let's paste. What? Sorry guys, I'm being a little bit weird. Control C, Control V. Okay, this is us. So monthly, what did we say? Monthly is bearish. Monthly is bearish and is rejecting. So monthly is beautiful. Monthly is probably, because we're starting a new month, there's 2 things that can happen. One, have another push to the upside from that daily and weekly area of interest, or have a continuation to the downside. But considering the length of this wick, it's possible that we're just gonna have a push to the upside. But let's see what weekly is doing. So weekly is bearish. So because weekly is bearish, I must absolutely stick to the trend, because we only trade with the trend. So what that means is we will be expecting for the market to have a rejection at this area of interest or this area of interest. Now we already know the market has hit this area of interest at like this week, but it has closed way below at this area of interest. Now the thing that I don't like is that this has been engulfing, had a push. Now this is engulfing, which means it could easily have a push. Now the fact that this wick is so big, it kind of makes me feel that we will be filling that up just like we have here. You see? So this had a big push to the upside, came all the way down, closed, a new wick started. This came all the way down, and then the next one, big push to the upside, and then had the push to the downside. It is very, very possible that we're doing exactly the same thing. So I need to be basically a little bit aware of what is happening and where it's happening. And actually, I'm just going to take this table rather than the other one because it's bearish. Everything is bearish. Go away. Control C, Control V. So this is now also relevant for this trade. So monthly is bearish, and we know that weekly is also bearish because we can obviously look at it and we can see that this has been the previous leg, was a bullish leg, higher high, higher low. And then we can see this push to the downside has changed that to a bearish move. We have a new low and a new lower high. So right now we are having a push to the upside. So let's drop down further and see what daily tells us. So the weekly is bearish, closed with engulfing. Weekly closed with engulfing or not closed with engulfing. So I can, yeah, weekly closed with engulfing. So that's important. Now this one monthly is bearish. Doesn't matter how it closed. Monthly is bearish, weekly is bearish, closed with engulfing, and daily is bearish. Daily is bullish in our case. So because of that, go away. Bullish. Because of that alone, we cannot be trading. We would not be able to look for sales just yet because we want to have both weekly and daily trend-wise aligned in order to take a trade. So for this particular trade, there's not the right time just yet. But what would mean the right time? The right time can mean that we are becoming bearish at a daily or daily having a big push to the downside to become bearish. But if that does happen, we will be losing the entry and we're going to be way lower. So what can actually happen, if you zoom in here, you can see that is a doji, like the what, Friday, that was Friday, I think. So Friday closed as pretty much a doji. So the next candle, if the next candle is, what am I saying? Yeah, so if the next candle has a push to the upside and break above and create a new high and a new high low at this level, that means only then daily can actually have a reaction at this area of interest and a push to the downside, which is going to be roughly about the same with this area of interest and the same with the EMA, and then have become bearish. And then you can look for your push to the downside. But momentarily, we're looking for nothing. It's nothing you can do there. We cannot do anything. So let's say looking for sales. Yeah, we are looking for sale. We're looking for nothing. It's I guess sales, because we know that weekly has a bigger a lot more influence on daily, so it is possible that we're going to see that first, as in looking for a sell. But I'll just put a note so we know we're doing nothing. So waiting for the market to show us hand first, have a rejection at the daily. Okay, expecting a pullback. Am I expecting a pullback? Not expecting a pullback. Only until after pullback has, okay. What are we? Oh, pullback. Okay, so pullback. Well, to be honest, this is bullish, and he had a pullback, and now it's a push to the outside to this area of interest. So, I guess, expecting a pullback. Is that valid for this? What do you guys think? What do you think? Just I'm not seeing it. It's thrown me off the fact that daily is bullish. All right, look, I'm gonna leave the pullback there because I know weekly is bearish and is already forming the pullback. So expecting a pullback, I should say a deeper. Let me say deeper, because what happens is with the deeper pullback, that means that means the daily can stay bullish for a little while longer and then only enter after the pullback has reached the area of interest with the trend. So I would say once we reach this area of interest, we could potentially, as enriched again, create a double top and then look for sales. So fingers crossed, but that's looking good. Next one is NZD USD. NZD USD. Okay, let's have a look at the bigger picture, because I like to look at the bigger picture. For whatever reason, I'm really enjoying the bigger picture. So the bigger picture is monthly, right? So let's make it so it's seenable. Get rid of the line chart. So definitely at the moment, we are trending to the downside, right? We are pushing, we're having a push. Not the clean push, it's actually a very beautiful trade, beautiful market. Like I absolutely love it. When I see this up and down, it just fills me up with joy because I want it to be like that. So I can trade, because if it's like just small line up and down, no good. But this is a pretty nice site to look at. Let me just put this back in scale. Right now, monthly is having a push to the upside. This has closed, but we are bearish. And we are bearish. So bearish, weekly bearish. Let me see. Do I have this. Okay, so monthly is bearish and has a close with engulfing. It has not closed with engulfing, so I can get rid of that. Oh, come on, buddy. Okay. Weekly is bearish. Is weekly bearish yet as well? No, weekly has just broken its previous higher high, and we now having a new high and a new high low. So it's bullish. Bullish. Close with engulfing, correct. Daily is also bearish. Daily is not bearish, daily is bullish. So daily is bullish. Oh man, why is it doing this? Why can't I just highlight this? Oh, come on, darling. Bullish. 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 Also, I shouldn't say close to weekly is bullish. Okay, so weekly and daily is bullish. Hey, that's a good thing. That's a good sign. Weekly is bullish, daily is bullish. Now, what we need to do is we need to look for the area of interest. And right now, area of interest is pretty valid, but we also know that we're only seeking areas of interest in between the weekly high and weekly high low. Now we know this is the new weekly high and that's the new weekly high low. So let's get rid of the candles and have a look. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touch, 6 touch. Extremely valid area of interest. Now I can see when we are coming from below to test as resistance, it's extremely powerful. It's been holding for months, but right now we've broken above it, finally broken above it. Now every time we break above, we can see that we have a push. Now this broke above and it had a push to the upside. This didn't break, this didn't break, this broke and it had a push to the upside, rejected, and then it came back through, retested, and come back up. So right now, I can only assume and believe that we will be seeing a push to the upside. The thing that kind of doesn't sit really well with me is this. I'll show you so you understand. This right now had this broke above this area of interest and came down to retest it, and now it's having a push to the upside. And have a look at this. Put these candles off. Every single time the market comes down or goes up, it breaks and retests. Break and retest to have a push to the downside. Break and retest to have a push to the upside. I almost feel that it's not going to do that because I can see that the area of interest was truly not what I've marked it. And the area of interest was, let me just delete this. The area of interest would have been right about here. So right now we are seeing that we've broken that area of interest and now we're retesting and going to the upside. But then if you go into this other one and you can see it, you came down, support didn't hold, came up and broke right through. But the ideal picture would be this. This broke below, it rejected, retested, and gone to the downside. But see, from left to right, they don't quite align. You see? Let me put it back where it was originally. Okay, so it was right about there. So right now that we have seen rejection and then broke through, I can only assume that we're going to see a retest and then a push to the upside. But it is really, yeah, it's hard because this time here, you see, broke above, very slight retest and it had a push to the upside. Let's just see what other pushes we had to the upside, similar. Push, push, push to the upside. Push to the upside. Okay, cool. I guess this one here, it did it. Okay, cool. So this one did it. This one did it. All right, so it does do it. So it broke, well, it didn't really break anything there, but here we broke above, we came down to retest and had the push and come back down to retest. And then it up and retest, and so on and on. Okay, cool. Well, we can wait and see. But we are looking for buys. We will be looking to buy here, guys. Because daily and weekly is bullish. Buys. We're looking for buys. So we're waiting to see a push to the upside. Now this, it's already so beautiful. Wait for the market to show its end first. Have a reaction at the daily and weekly revenue. To decide the interesting. Expect a pullback. Okay, expecting a pullback. Only enter after the pullback has reached the area. Okay, cool. So this is very valid. It's absolutely standing. Now, right now, we are. I could almost say that we had the retest of this area of interest. You see, we came there already. But the bottom line is we need to see a red candle come down and retouch it, and that's just what it is. Let's see 4 hourly. So we broke above, we came to retest, and this is like not even engulfing, right? It just is something. It's consolidating at a 4 hourly. It's just ugly. I do not like it. But in order to actually be able to take this, we need to reach this area of interest, and I wish this was engulfing because that would have just given me the signal, hey, look at that, we are engulfing. Like this was a beautiful engulfing. That would have been a nice entry signal for sure. And we can also see it came down, rejected, and it went up. 2 hourly, what's 2 hourly? 2 hourly had the entry signal as such. 30 minutes, let's see. Oh shit, guys. I'm getting tired. I cannot believe I have to go work, for fuck's sake. Sorry. I'm not looking forward to that. But at least it's only short. I'm only picking up a wedding, so probably 3 hours. 2 hours of which only driving. All right. So 30 minutes. The market, it's obviously bullish. So, yeah. Our entry signal would have happened right about here. After this has broken, the market would have been entering right about here, unless this is going to have a bigger push to the downside. And reason being, just remember what I said, only enter at the area of interest. So there's no point entering so far into the piece. Yes, I know it's going to go up, but the reality is it can have a ginormous push to the downside and it will wick me out and I lost the fucking money. So you do not want to trade this one. We certainly have to wait for it to reach the bottom. That's it. Bottom line. So yeah, do nada. Wait for it to come back here. It's already at weekly high anyway. It's as high as has been. So you really if you're entering in this trade, you entering at the very premium. In order to make some money, you need the price to pull back again, just like it did here. And I think because it broke this very solid area of interest, is going to do it. if you have a look at this particular one here, let's replay and see. So just look at this doji that's formed there. If we're going down to daily, see, it's looking pretty good. Go down to 4 hourly, it's looking also very nice. This came down to retest this area of interest, and you can look for your entry signal at that time. This is 2 hours and this is 1 hour. So the 1 hour, this is it. This would have been your signal. This would have been your engulfing. At the 1 hour, you reached the area of interest. This has been engulfing at the lowest possible, and you would have just put your stop loss where the market would have made no sense if it did go further. Now that place would be the bottom of this area of interest. There's no wicks down that low, so that's a very, very, very tight. So when the stop loss is so little, I'm really, really hesitant to actually live at that. So I always push it to 25, 30 pips. It just makes me feel a little bit better. I know it gives me a little bit more breathing room. And if it has gone below this area of interest, then I know that I'm completely freaking wrong, because it's not going to have another push to the upside. And we can actually see at this point right here that this trade did have a big push to the upside. So I would have been entering there and stop loss right there. And that's my trade. And remember, I'm exiting at 0.5. Boom, right there. So that would have been my money. I enter here, and in, let's see, in 8 hours. 8 hours approximately, I would have made my money and just walk away. That's it. Bam. And done. So yeah, that was actually pretty cool. So let's finish this. I don't want to replay, leave. And you can see if I was to hold that trade, what the fuck? Oh yeah, we were here. What? 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 Well, let me go back. I thought I was there. Just there. Where was my trade? Was it here? Yeah, that's my trade. Where did I go there? What did I see? On the daily. There, I went there. Because it came back down to retest. That's why, but where is I lost it? Sorry, guys. I lost my trade. I lost my trade. You bastard. Whatever. Okay, let's make it ginormous. Okay, so it did have a bigger push to the upside, but then I would have got wicked out. So the best I could have made on this trade was 1, 2, 2.5, 2.4. So it was a decent trade, and I would love all my trades to be this. It would be absolutely. If this was a $5,000 trade, I would have made $10,000 for that week. That's plenty money. And then you can also obviously use it for yourself, but you can save it and keep compounding. And the more money you have compounded, the easier it is to be more profitable. Okay, anyway, leave that alone. Let's look at what we are now. Am I seeing a head and shoulders happening here? Left head and right shoulder, but there's no retest, so no. All right. So NZD. Did I bring my notes forward? No. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Oh, yeah, I did bring them. Oh, sorry. I knew I did. Weekly. All right. And daily. Okay. Daily. All right. So monthly bearish, bullish. So we're waiting basically for the rejection of like a deeper pullback into this area. At least another bearish candle, and then a push to the upside, and then we can take that trade once we have this area of interest. But that'll be quite amazing. So I'm pretty happy to keep all these trades still valid and just you know, fingers crossed. Next one is AUD CAD. Monthly. What is monthly doing? Monthly is bullish. Monthly is bullish, and we're reaching an all-time high. Well, that's how high. But we have just broken above the previous high. Okay. Hey, that's pretty cool. If we're broken above it, that's a good sign. That means we're not holding. It's got very good potential, and we can see here it's been performing really, really well. As the Australian dollar versus the Canadian has been a lot more powerful, I'd say. Don't ask me news and all that shit. I'm completely parallel with that. So we are bullish. We are looking for bullish, bearish, and we are bearish. We are bearish, bullish. Okay, and this one, what was it? Bearish, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sorry guys. I'm trying to find the right one to steal. I'm gonna steal this one, Control C. So let's go back to this one quickly. So we are bullish. So we definitely bullish. We just retested. We're going up. So weekly is also going up. Daily is also going up. I can get rid of that. See, that was a good trade. I made money with that. Fake money and my brain money because I didn't take the trade. But hey, it was a good. It was after the consolidation. It was beautiful. Okay, let's do this here. Control C, Control V. So we are on a 4 hourly, and I want to be on a daily. I don't want to be on 4 hourly. I can delete this because this made us money as well. Not in reality, but in my mind. Okay, monthly is bullish. Okay. Bullish, close with no, I didn't. But plus retest, yes. Close to plus retest, close to retest. Okay, that's fine. Weekly is bullish. So we said the weekly is bullish. No. Weekly is not bullish. Ooh la la, Dios mío. All right. Very, very, very important distinction. So even though monthly is bullish, you see, monthly is definitely bullish. Now weekly is having a push to the downside, which means we will probably see a deeper push to the downside, which is fine. Not someone, but the lower time frame will take that hiding in order to help monthly have the retest. Not the retest, but the pullback. So right now, this is bearish, and it's having a push. So, let's see what is daily doing. Daily is bearish, bullish, bearish. Wow. So if daily is bearish, but it's blue. I should use that as confluence, so I know. Because monthly is blue, daily is blue, everything is blue. You see, this is blue, monthly is blue, red. And the red one is also rejecting the area of interest and the EMA. So I would say, being wise here, I would say that daily has got a lot of priority versus the weekly. I don't think weekly is going to hold. How far is weekly from becoming bullish? Very far. Very, very far. Very, very, very far. Damn it. Okay. And the other thing too, guys, I want to note, I'm literally so above the EMA. I know we are consolidating, and we've been consolidating for freaking a month, 2 months, more than that, since April. So April, May, June, July, 4 months consolidating. Fuck. And now we are, so basically that consolidation is pretty much ranging, and when we're ranging, you know, we're going sideways. And right now the price is in the middle of weekly, which means it's a gibberish zone, which means I shouldn't be even looking at it. But just for learning purposes, let's just leave this here, and I'm gonna say it's in the gibberish zone. I would say that this market is gonna go high. It's gonna reach this area of interest, and we will be seeing a rejection at this area of interest. And just for the sake of it, I'll put this off. We are on a daily 1, 2, 3. Very good area of interest. Very, very good. Absolutely solid. Solid area of interest, and the price is literally at it. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touches. So both of these areas are very good. If I put the candles back on blue, I absolutely think we're gonna piss it. We're gonna go right through this one and then retest and go up. We're gonna reach this level again. So look for buys based on the above. But this is not the trade. This is not the trade to take. This is not the trade to take. That's it. Bam. Wait for market, expecting a pullback. Yeah. Okay, cool. Only that's fine. Now that's legit. Let's go quickly to my Ronin pairs. So what's this one? Okay, I know. So we're just gonna go to Ronin pairs. Everything that I have done there should have that stamp with the monthly and the daily and all that. I just want to see what we have. Okay, so monthly closed with head and shoulders plus retest, looking for buys. Okay, so we're waiting for this is good. We looked at that GBP USD. Okay, what's happening here? Oh my god, look at these guys. Look at this. See, that's the thing that pisses me off with me. I can do this so often. I can pick them up, but I just don't trade like an absolute dickhead. Anyway, I'm scared, I'd say, right? But this is what I was telling you. I do not have the balls to enter because I'm struggling with the entry signal. I'm really struggling with the entry signal. There was no entry signal here. There's no, I mean, look, drop to 4 hourly. What's the entry signal? There's no entry signal. The only entry signal that I can see here is the fact that we have broken above this area of interest and came back down to retest it. But what was supposed to happen, if you're asking me, I was supposed to see this retest. Let me just move this area of interest to actually explain to you. It would have had to be about that deep and then close engulfing, and then I would have entered. That's what my brain is saying to me. Say, okay, wait for this to retest, but the retest has to be deep in order to get a doji and an engulfing at a 4 hourly to enter. But that happens so freaking rarely, and it's like 1 in a million. So yeah, I didn't take the trade, and that's it. I mean, look at this on here. Broken above, came down and retested like this. That's where I should have entered, right freaking there. And just go as low as this wick because you want to be safe, right? And then take your profit at 0.5. So if I was to enter this trade last week, I would have probably not made it, clearly, right? But this had a bigger push from all the way down here. So it is interesting to see what's going to happen Monday, but that would have been the kind of thing, the kind of entry. And just while we're here, let's see what monthly is doing. So monthly clearly is having a push to the upside, and it is bullish. So let's see what this one is. Bearish, bullish, bullish. Okay, let's copy this. Control C. So this one here is monthly. Okay, we know. So this is bullish, monthly is bullish, and is clearly having a push to the upside still, consolidating, and we are above the middle. So that's good. Weekly is bullish and at the top. So weekly has broken above. We're creating a new high and a new high low. Valid area of interest or not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. How big is this area of interest? 40. Okay, so I can actually zoom in, make this area of interest a little bit wider. 40, 60. There. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches. So this area of interest is now a nice area of interest. We're actually seeing a good reaction at this, and I can say that I like it very much. I like it very much. This is also valid. So all of these areas of interest are good areas of interest, daily and weekly. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touches. Plenty touches here. So what we would be looking for, we would drop to the 4 hourly, put this thing here, actually daily, let's do it daily. Candles back on, Control C, Control V, close so it's bullish, go away, bullish, bullish, closed with head and shoulders, no, no, closed, forget about that. Weekly is bullish, yes. Daily is bullish, yes. So everything is bullish. So we're looking for buys 100%, and we're waiting for the market to show hands first and have a reaction at daily area of interest. So we're waiting for this market to give us some signs and say, hey, I'm going to the bottom. So I think that we will see a pullback. I'm looking at daily right now. So daily hasn't had a pullback, and we'll probably see the pullback happening tomorrow at some point. As in the next candle, I am expecting it to start and kind of close in the area of interest. That would be the most amazing thing to happen. Similar to this, like we just went and broke and come back down to it. But at this point right here, we can see that this hasn't really had an engulfing signal to enter. So I didn't obviously even look at it. But if this does come back and has an engulfing, then I know I'll be looking for buys. So that's what that is. Next one, what is this one? Euro JPY. Oh, look at that. No freaking way. You see these lines here? I put these lines there. Of course, they're not quite what I put them, but it went down just like I predicted. So we hit that point and now we went down. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of me when I fucking do this, and that's how far back I started it. And it went just a little bit higher than what I said, but I'll leave it here. It came all the way down, it came all the way up, and now it came all the way down. So we'll see what's happening. It's clearly ranging. It's not ranging, sorry. It's clearly going to the upside. But it had this big, ginormous push to the downside, and holy shit, have I missed it. I have missed it. And look at this here. Beautiful, beautiful entry signal. Absolute start of a signal. At daily, doji, full engulfing, engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 freaking days. It swallowed them. And the next minute, nothing fucking happened. You just get wicked out. So let's say, just for the sake of it, you see this, you go, man, bang, I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to take my 0.5. And you never make it. Never make it. What is the lesson? The lesson is, for me, every time I see such a big dip, long candles that are not just at the area of interest, I hate it. I do not take it. I would not take a trade. But if you're dropping yourself down to maybe 4 hours, and then you have a look, okay, what's happening here? We are at the top, bangy, bangy, bangy. It's kind of engulfing right at the top. The only thing that would have put me off is the fact that I am above the area of interest. So why will I look to sell in the area of interest? It's like stupid, right? But when the market is ranging, that's what's happening. But then you have this push to the downside engulfing. So you could have entered there with a much, much smaller stop loss. And look at that. You could have made a shit ton of money. But the fact in the matter is it did not do that. If you're going to daily, you would hope that you're seeing such a beautiful entry signal and have a push to the downside, like full engulfing. You guys, like, you cannot ask for better. And it did it here, big push to the downside, engulfing, but it didn't hold. It did not go further down. But this little one, this had this little push, consolidation and little push, and that was it. Like, what Alex says, have multiple rejections at the strong level, psychological number, which is literally 164,000. And that's exactly where that was. And then he just pushed all the way down to 157,452. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, quickly have a look at this mother. Where are we? So monthly is a bullish. Monthly is bullish, which is great because now we're reaching this area of interest at the bottom. So that was clearly a pullback, and we're gonna see a continuation. Fingers crossed. Okay, so bullish continuation. weekly has changed to bearish. A bearish. Okay. Okay, let's just go back here. So weekly is bearish. Nah, not good. Monthly bullish, weekly bearish. Weekly bearish, daily bearish. Wow, 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 wow. Bearish. Okay, bearish also. So bullish, bearish, bearish. Now, even though monthly is bullish, it needs to have a pullback. So weekly and daily are obviously both now bearish. So we are going to the downside. But there is an important thing that we haven't been below this mark at all. We just had rejection, ginormous rejection in the past. Well, or maybe not. Maybe we did go down below. So look, we'll treat it as per normal. We're looking for sales. That's it. Go away. I hate you. Sales. Sales. Looking for sales based on the above. Yeah, waiting for market to show his end. Exactly. So that I love that is valid for all of them. All right, so we basically waiting for the market to come back and retest this and then go to the downside. Then that's our trade. But I just wanted to check something quickly. So daily is red. 4 hourly is red. Red as in we're pushing to the downside. It's a red color candle. This is red. Monthly is also red. So every single color on the chart is red. So that does stay really well with me because I know everything is red. So there's no candle that we're fighting at the moment. But what needs to happen in order to be able to take a trade, we need to see the lower time frame, like the 30 minutes, have... Yeah, I don't even know how the heck you're gonna do that. Because I think it just did have that. But it is below this area of interest. So what I'm actually trying to say is this is already bearish, which means it's likely that we're just going to see a push to the downside. That's it. There will be no more testing, no more nothing, because every single time frame is bearish. Even if you're going to 15 minutes and the 1 fucking minute, everything is bearish, which means there will be no pullback. But what happens when you have a pullback? That pullback often changes the trend. So let's say for the sake of it, we broke below 30 minutes, broke below this area of interest. Now there's a small pullback, right? A small pullback and then another push. And then the 30 minutes closes, we're gonna have a much lower market leg, like a structural leg. And if that does retest deeper into the area of interest, then you will end up having like a bullish market in a bearish market. And the minute that the bullish market has changed to bearish again with an engulfing, that would be your entry signal, because that confirms to you that, hey, we're gonna be going to the downside. But it is clear to me, like every time we're having these big pushes to the downside, is engulfing here. This one did not hold. However, we knew it's doing a retest. And you can actually see here why you do not want to put your stop loss too close to the area of interest. But this area of interest does look really narrow. So maybe it can be revised. Yeah, this is 30. So this is not bad at all. It's still very good, very valid. But let's just put a finger onto this one and see what's happening, because it's been already way too long. Wow, almost 2 hours. I'm so sorry, guys, but not sorry, because this is my trading journal. So this is what it takes, and you just have to do it. This is the market analysis. And without this, we are fucked. One thing I want to do, sorry, I want to see the daily area of interest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is valid. But it was a bit narrow, so feel free to make it wider. Bam, there. And then this is also valid area of interest. Very valid. Okay, so we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what's happening tomorrow, Monday. Okay, Euro JPY, we talked about it, so we don't have to. GBP AUD, we didn't talk about it. And this is in a decent place, I would say. Are we monthly? So it's bearish. Oh, okay. This has just changed to bullish. Okay, cool. So we changed to bullish. We're now looking for buys. I can get rid of that. I don't want it. So monthly is bullish. Weekly is still bullish with the rejection of the area of interest. Daily is also bullish with the rejection. Control C, Control V. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Buys. My God, this is absolutely amazing how it can fit on all of them. I absolutely love this. Okay, cool. So 4 hourly. 4 hourly is looking rather fancy. Let me just put this here. Okay, cool. So what I was talking to you about just a bit earlier, about breaking above, coming down to retest and having engulfing, this is almost the signal that I am always waiting for. I would have basically put my stop loss right about there, and reason being, if the market has gone beyond that point, it would have been a bearish market, and then would have had a bearish continuation. But right now, this did not go below that point. Obviously, we had to push to the upside, and I would have taken my 0.5. And look at that, 0.5 there. So I had this amazing opportunity, and I didn't take it. And this is what I'm normally looking for. This is exactly it. Come, like, have a push in the upside, come down to retest the area of interest, have an engulfing, and entry. That's it. That's what I normally look for. And it just has not happened for the last 4 months. Sorry, 4 weeks. So it is a bit frustrating and a bit sad that this did happen and I didn't even pay attention. And this is taking me back to my questions. Can trading change my life? But the main question is, can I change my life in order to be able to trade successfully? Anyway, so everything is bullish. We're basically just waiting. I'm just going to go to daily here. We're waiting to see what the heck is happening. But I do think I have lost this particular trade because I'm too far away from the area of interest in order to risk it. Now, this may be coming back down, maybe not, but we will see. And if this does come back down, then I'll be able to say to you, that's why I'm only going to risk 0.5. Because if I was to enter tomorrow morning here, and this does come back, it will just wake the shit out of me. Now, the stop loss will have to be deeper, which can also be a valid thing to do. And this a little bit higher. So maybe that's what I should be doing. I will just leave it there and we can keep an eye on it rather than what I would have normally entered. Your AUD, it's not, but this is looking very similar to the other one. Yeah. So I can definitely just copy that. Where are we? Control C. For hourly, daily. Control V. Okay, but this is a little bit different. Okay. Let's see monthly. Monthly is bearish. Big bearish. Ginormous bearish leg, which is fine. So we bearish. What the heck is this? Close engulfing. Oh, I already did it. Oh, never mind. So go to 4 hourly. Get rid of this. Let's go to daily and bring our nodes closer. Okay, cool. We're looking for sales. Excellent. So we're looking for sales. We're looking to go down. That's good. AUD USD. Expecting a push upside first. And that's exactly what it did, isn't it? So I love my comment. Go away. I mean, I'm deleting some of the notes because, of course, we did talk about this on Friday. And it's Sunday now, so we don't need them. But let's see a bigger picture. Monthly. Monthly is bullish. Monthly is bullish. It's now come down, retesting, pushing to the upside. All right, so we are bullish. What can I say? Bullish, blue candle. Weekly, bearish and blue candle. So we bearish and blue candle. Let's say Control V. Bearish. Okay, so bullish, bearish. bearish, blue. I'm just gonna start doing that because I want to remember the color when I looked at it. And then daily is bullish. So daily has changed now its character. So daily is bullish and blue. Bullish also and blue. So every color is blue. So if every color of the higher time frame is blue, which means we are trending bullish, I'm automatically expecting to see a push to the upside. So because weekly is bearish, that means we are obviously not able to look for buys. But because we're so close to it, I almost feel that what's going to happen is we're going to see this have a push to the upside and then a retest and then another push. So we could potentially look for a long position, look for buys, waiting for market. That's it. That's us, guys. This is absolutely us. So I'm gonna leave that there. NZD. We done this. We have, which is amazing. USD CAD. We done this too, or we haven't? No, we haven't. Okay, let's see this one. Monthly is bullish. Ooh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, so monthly is bullish. How did it go? Up or down? How did it go up or down like you predicted? Okay, let's go back from. How did it go up or down like you predicted? I don't know. Oh, did it go up or down like you predicted? Did it go up or down like you predicted? Okay, so I predicted it to go down, and it went up. Interesting. It didn't go up. It went down because I got wicked out, but I don't know why I would even do that and not mark it properly. Ricky, get better. All right, cool. Let's just go back down to monthly so I'm not distracted. So bullish red. Okay, let's go. Control C, Control V. Oops, you bastard. No, where? I'm putting you. Okay, bullish red. Weekly is bullish and also red. Daily is bullish and blue. Bullish and blue. But hey, it's bullish. Bullish. Also blue. So what that could mean is that it has reached the bottom and is going to go up. It's kind of rejecting this area of interest and the EMA. So the way I would look at it is it's consolidating. It had a push to the downside, did not hold, rejected, retested again, and now having a push to the upside. Now we know historically this market has had an up trend, like it's pushing to the upside. This had a big push, it just hold, big push, came back down, big push. This had a huge push and then it came down. So I can see something that's kind of highlighted here. 1 peak, 2 peak, 3 peak. So these peaks is the highest, and this is psychological number price action at 145, 146, 146 roughly. So if this was to have a push, it would probably only go as far as that 1.6, but it's hard to really tell. So the best thing to do is just wait for the market to show its hand first. Monthly bullish. Okay, so we are definitely looking for buys at the moment, but we just wait for the alignment. We are at the area of interest and at the EMA. Maybe just a little bit too low, just below the EMA, but we'll just keep an eye. That's on a daily. 4 hourly, we are below the EMA, and weekly, we are above the EMA. So it is not a bad setup. Not a bad setup. So we are at a good area of interest. I just want to check that as well. This area of interest, can it be readjusted? No gap candles. Okay, so we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 4 touch. I can actually, guys, see this amazing area of interest right here. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's the most beautiful area of interest. And that's probably that's probably that's probably what's going to happen. So weekly is going to have a much bigger push to the downside, I honestly think. Shit. This was engulfing, rejecting. I think we're gonna see this go down like hell, like beautifully going down. So this area of interest is also so narrow. 37, yeah, absolutely. I can go to there and look at it. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this area of interest is daily and weekly, but why is it so long, guys? Horrible. Oh yeah, there. What? 1, 2. Oh, okay. Because they did not have any. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is a weekly and daily. This is a very good area of interest. Very, very, very good. And this is also valid, but valid. And this daily with daily. This is also valid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have some good areas of interest. So yeah, I'm going to assume that we're going to see a pullback and then a continuation is the only thing I can think of, but we're going to reach this area of interest here and then we're going to go up. I think even might even go straight down here and then go up, or delete this because it's not needed, or just come back up to reject and then go down. Ah, shit. Okay, so expect a pullback. Okay, that's good. That's valid. Looking for buys based on the above. But after the pullback. Okay, so pullback could, what I mean by the pullback is we're bullish and we're seeing a bearish move. So it's likely that we're going to see this area of interest, which is below daily low high. But if we break in below, then daily becomes bearish, which means we would not be looking for a buy and we'll be just holding, doing nothing. AUDJPY, we talked about this. Have we? Pending a bullish move. We haven't talked about this weekly. Nah, we haven't. Son of a gun. Come on. Ricky, it's almost 2 hours in. This is the longest video you've ever done. But the thing is, I've realized that I was doing it a little bit wrong. So hopefully this new change is going to make things a little bit better for us. But I do still think there's too many. Well, maybe that's what I should not do. But now that I'm looking at this, I feel bad not to do it because what if this is good one? So monthly is bullish. Okay, monthly is bullish. We are pulling back. Okay, excellent. So monthly bullish but red. Okay, monthly bullish but red. Red. Weekly is bullish but red. No. Weekly is bearish. Weekly is bearish and red. Daily is bearish and also red. And also red. Red. Okay, cool. We are looking for sales, guys. Hey, sales. That's good based on the above. Yeah, waiting for market to show its hand first. Okay, so what we need to do now, we're going to weekly area of interest and confirm. Put them off, candles off, bum bum bum. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3. Hey, 3 area of interest. Son of a gun. But that is not good, guys. But we could probably check this. 78. Ooh. 1, 2, 3. Maybe we can cheat and just do this. So at least there is an area of interest close by. And now we just broken below, but this 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is a valid area of interest. This is also a valid area of interest. Okay, cool. And this can go, but it is a close area of interest, so maybe I can just delete it. Oh, control. Yeah, leave that there. So these are our areas of interest. Clearly this is daily, but we do not need this because it's too far up. This is very, very narrow, but it's probably daily. We don't need it this far up. And this is also too far up. We don't need it. And it's not valid for weekly, but maybe we should leave it there because it is 3 points. Okay, let's go to daily. Now daily we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches, and okay, that's I'm happy with that. This can also capture more. Too high. Okay, there. Okay, cool. So this is a valid area of interest, and we are at it. So what we need to see is a retest and a push to the downside, or just a range like it has done, like a full reversal. And the way for us to kind of tell a reversal is by really waiting for the lower time frame to change character and staying character. But we are always expecting a pullback after a big push, so it is probably gonna do that and then push to the downside. And fingers crossed. Can't really tell, but you have to risk it. And if you are at the area of interest and you're just taking the 0.5, then you're probably gonna make it. Anyway, CAD-JPY, we talked about this. No. Unclear. Keep an eye out for it. I didn't even keep an eye out, guys. I'm so bad. Look at this. Ginormous push. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful push. That's the trade that I wanted to take. And it did go beautifully high. And then it went beautifully low. Yeah, engulfing and low. What the fuck? Even here, engulfing up, engulfing low. Now, there's one thing that I know is when you have an engulfing at the area of interest, which you can clearly see an area of interest just up here, how it did not go above that weekly high, daily high, just fucking stay there. That is an area of interest. Is keep pushing that resistance and it's just not going through. That was an area of interest, and then you have this engulfing at the area of interest, and you had the push to the downside. I believe even if you just based your trade on that with like 4-hourly area of interest, you can probably enter and be successful. And maybe that's something I should look at. But again, we don't want to keep changing the strategies, but that's just what I see. Unclear, keep on out. I'm gonna drop these guys. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm gonna drop it at the bottom. Why am I not looking at it? Because it had this ginormous push to the downside, and we're gonna be bearish. Everything is gonna be bearish. Sorry, daily, bearish, bearish. Look, we have enough. We have enough trades. I think we just stretching it too much. I'm just gonna have a quick look like that. So we done this one, and we done this one, and we just leave these two out. Wait for a retest. This is also looking good. So maybe we just do this one. Wait for retracement and put a long position. Most looking like a broke below. Okay, so this is what we have done on Friday. And yes, I did say I was gonna look at it a bit deeper, and I haven't. So let's quickly see. Control C, Control V. Let's do this as the last one. So monthly bullish going up. It's way high. It needs to have a pullback. This had a pullback and now it's a push to the upside. Okay, cool. So bullish blue. What? Monthly? Bullish, yeah. Bullish blue, yes. Bullish blue. Okay, everything is bullish and blue. Blue. And see, guys, I'm doing all these. Bullish, also blue. For one freaking trade a week, but I'm not able to take any trade. Isn't that crazy? Looking for buys, areas of interest. Excellent. Okay, cool. That's us. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know it's a very long. I'm going to keep this very short. We've reached 2 hours, and I think this is potentially a breakthrough. The one thing I do want to do, I want to keep to my word when I say I'm just gonna start with the from the top and just stick to six pairs. I went above that. It's taken 2 hours. I'm already running out of time to be able to look at trades. I think probably the right thing to do is to cut down on the trades amount that I'm doing and just focus on maybe three only from next week if this week is a fuck up, and then try and start with that. And if I don't get enough opportunities, at least I look at other ones. But thank you so much for watching, and yeah, hopefully we're gonna see some good results this week. I truly appreciate any lessons that you may send my way in comments. Ask me anything about anything. I'll answer the best as I can. Of course, I'm not going to teach you anything. It's just I'm telling you what I'm doing, and if you have a lesson for me, I'll learn from it and apply it, or whatever the case it is. But for now, thank you so much again. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you at the next video.